Through America's pastime, honoring those who serve with a salute to their sacrifice, recognizing the men and women who protect our country and our freedom. A heartfelt thank you to all military personnel in our nation's capital and around the world watching on the American Forces Network. It's only fitting that a day we pay tribute to the military, it's an absolutely perfect baseball day in our nation's capital. The Mets are 19-22. Admiral Michael Rogers about to throw a strike to get the ball game underway with the first pitch. Zach Walters on the receiving end. The Nats are 22-19. Bob and FP, welcome, and we honor those who we are thinking about so much today. Meanwhile, on the baseball diamond, the Nationals continue the domination of the Mets, really more so than any other team in the division right now.
Well, there's a lot of talk about how the Braves have owned the Nationals over the last couple of years, but when you look at what the Nationals have done to the New York Mets, that's some serious ownage. You look at the last 9 meetings, runs 58-22, the hits not even close, and the home runs not even close as well. So that's 34-11 in the last 45 meetings with the Mets, so they've owned in the last 9 games, and it's just one of those things where at this point they have to be in the New York Mets' head.
And you know that something's in Gio's head today. That's to pitch as well as he did in New York earlier, not the way things went in Oakland last Sunday. He was pretty good at Citi Field.
Oh, Gio's pretty good at turning the page, so he'll take that last outing against the A's, learn from it, and try to think back to April 2nd against the Mets when he took Bartolo Colon deep. The guy he's facing here today, 6 innings, 6 hits, gave up just 1 run, struck out 6 Mets, walked 1, and threw 91 pitches, and yeah, the Tater. So it was the Gio show last time he faced the Mets, and he's looking to get back on track here today.
6-1 career against the Metropolitans. NFP, I can't let last night get by without again mentioning the fact the Nationals scored early, a different scenario than we've seen this year, and they were able to kind of dominate the game from there.
Yeah, they scored early and added on, which is big. They scored the 3 runs in the first inning and scored a couple more. A little bit closer than they would have liked it. If their right fielder was 6'2", we might still be playing right now, but a win's a win and a save is a save, and here we go again today.
Like we always say, we love that no doubles defense Jason Worth plays, and with the bat, how about this? 303, on base percentage of about 390. He is unbelievable against the Mets. 8 for 17, 3-3 by the way against today's starter Bartolo Colon. That was a routine catch at the wall. Nats had it all the way. They're going for a series win right now. brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world. By Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. By our Washington BMW Centers. And by Buffalo Wild Wings. Give the gift everyone loves, a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. The perfect gift for dads and grads. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. And evidently, pretty easy to get a date at the ballpark on a Friday night. Those guys got the Nats through last night. We have one of our great servicemen handing the ball to Gio, and hopefully it'll be a long time today before he hands it to Matt Williams. Visit trainsearch.com. Find your local Train Comfort Specialist dealer. Hard to stop a train, really hard. 66 degrees at game time. FP will get you up to date on Gio in a moment. Eric Young Jr. for the Mets. First pitch just missing away. We're underway at 4:06.
Yeah, the fastball for Gio will be two-seam, four-seam. He'll sink it at 93 miles an hour. Curveball 78 and the changeup at 83.
Eric Young Jr. 1 for 4 with an RBI double and a walk last night.
Yeah, coming off a rough one last time out against the A's. Gave up 7 runs on 9 hits, 2 home runs. That was in just 4 1/3 inning. His ERA went from 2.91 to 3.97 in that last start.
And a bunt over the screen, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a quick update for you as we hit air today. Cardinals 3, Braves 1, 7th inning in St. Louis. Ed Hickox, 10th year, has the plate. John Byrne, Lance Barrett, crew chief Dana DeMuth on the bases, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Eric Young Jr. is 0 for 8 career against Gio with 3 strikeouts. Rendon even with a bag at 3rd, even with 2 strikes. And a beautiful breaking ball gets the game underway well for the Nats left-hander. The Mets hitting .229. Only the Padres at .219 lower in the National League, but don't blame it on Daniel Murphy. .333 on the road. Pretty good over his last 13 games. He has an 8-game hitting streak, and he's 2nd in the league in hits, 7th in doubles, and 9th in runs. And he almost hit his 4th home run of the year last night.
Yeah, I asked him today around the cage. I said, "Did you get that ball last night?" He said, "No, it crowded me a little bit." Got that one.
Yeah, that sounded a little harder than the one he hit last night. Denard Span over to cover it as he ambushes Gio on the first pitch. That's his 53rd hit of the year.
That set the defense for the Nats today behind Gio Gonzalez, McCown, Span, Worth your outfield, Desmond Rendon left side, Espinosa Moore right side, and Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
David Wright hitting left-handers to the tune of .439 this year. Only 2 hitters in the league better. Chris Johnson of Atlanta and the guy in right field right now, Jason Worth. David got a base hit last night. That broke up. An 0 for 10. And then he was retired his last 3 times up. He was on deck when the game ended. For Gio, 162nd career start, 10th against David Wright and the Mets. And he goes off speed. Changeup misses, 2-0.
And you can see the way Gonzalez is finishing here in the first inning with his fastball and his changeup, almost like he's guiding it in there. If you watch his follow through right now, it's not free and easy. It's not through the target. Almost like he's aiming it at this point.
Doubles up on the changeup on 2-0. Great pitch.
You would think it just gets back to normal for Gio this start after last time out against the A's, where maybe trying to do too much against his old ball club. You look at the Exmo shot of the changeup, turning it over, perfectly placed. And remember his first start against the Mets on April 2nd, the changeup was the pitch that he featured. It's the most we've ever seen him throw it, and he had a lot of success with it.
After the fastball misses, 3-1 pitch coming. David Wright takes it in there at 94.
Didn't feel for that one. Let it rip.
And a little chopper. Gio can't get it. Espinosa's got a chance, and he can't do anything with it. David Wright's always been a good base runner, and he beats one out. The Mets have 2 on, 1 out.
So putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. David Wright just a little squibber off the end. And I don't know if Gio got in Danny's way right here. But even if Espinosa wanted to throw that, he couldn't. Good effort by Gio Gonzalez, and a good trip by Wilson Ramos right here to calm down his left-hander. As we all know, he can get rattled at times, so concentrate on the task at hand. Throw away what just happened. You had no control over that, and get back in that strike zone.
And it's going to have to be against Chris Young. Hitting .220, but a dangerous power guy. He's fallen behind again.
Well, I thought last time out, the absence of Adam LaRoche was key to Gio Gonzalez's meltdown, if you will, in Oakland. Because those two have a relationship to where every 5th day when Gio pitches, LaRoche is the guy that goes to the mound. They actually make eye contact. And when they do, LaRoche goes to the mound. It's almost like Gio looks at him and says, hey, I need to slow this thing down. Where are you at? And they have a little thing when they look at each other and make eye contact that LaRoche goes to the mound, calms him down, gets him back in sync. So you think, yeah, you're missing LaRoche's glove at first. You're missing his bat. Well, Gio Gonzalez is missing his presence.
Long look at Murphy, who's been doing some dancing at second base. And now Gio goes 3-0. As you might expect, the Mets, other than Murphy, stacking the lineup with right-handers today. Chris Young 1 for 3 career against Gio with a double. 3-0 count was a problem in Oakland. This hitter taking it slow and the bases are loaded. Chris Young, not an easy guy to walk. That's only the 5th time this year he has accepted a free pass. And now it's time for the rookie Eric Campbell.
Well, not even really any time to get into his rhythm, get into his groove. High pressure first inning. He's going to have to go pedal to the metal and red line right here to get out of this. Looking for a strikeout. And we saw Campbell swing last night. Very short, compact, double in the gap. His only at bat.
3 for 7 in 4 games as a big league hitter. First pitch curveball. Called by Ramos, executed by Gio, strike 1. And of course, 4 of those runs came in the first inning in Oakland last Sunday. After the Derek Norris first home run, they were able to score another. That's a swing. So he's gone curveball, changeup to get an 0-2 count.
Well, we talked about it last night. The best way to get into your rhythm and get to that release point that maybe you don't have with your fastball is to start throwing the curveball or the off speed. Now you really got to get it out in front. Slows you down, keeps you back. Good call by Wilson Ramos on the first 2 pitches.
Target in. Fastball was up, and the Mets are going to lead 2-0. Young going to third. That is not where the pitcher or the catcher wanted that 0-2 pitch.
Well, we saw Campbell last night. Very short, compact swing, and here it is again. Fastball 0-2. You see the reach by Wilson Ramos. That was supposed to be a fastball down and in. It was up and away, and Campbell ready for an 0-2 count. Good piece of hitting, and a mistake by Gio Gonzalez.
Second and third big league RBIs for Eric Campbell. Making a bid for some playing time at first base against left-handed pitching. Here's the center fielder, Juan Lagares.
That's actually where he wanted that last pitch to Campbell, right there.
You got it. Lagares at .296, 2 for 9 career against Gio, and 4 consecutive base runners. Well, I guess that 1-game first inning thing was nice while it lasted, huh?
Well, watch the location mistake. Look where Wilson Ramos is set up, down and in to Campbell. Watch the pitch all the way across on the other side of the plate. So about a 3-glove miss right there for Gio, and Campbell made him pay.
And a base hit to right, 3-0 New York.
Well, just a nice game plan by Juan Lagares right there. Runner on third base, 1 out. Not trying to pull the ball, using the whole field. And got another pitch up and drove it to right. Steve McCatty going to go out and try to calm his left-hander down. And Ian Desmond with a little neck massage. Gio Gonzalez getting hit hard here in the first by the Mets.
So that's 7 runs on 9 hits and 4 outs in Gio's last 2 first innings of a ball game. Anthony Recker, the catcher, will be next. Recker faces Gonzalez for the first time. You keep hoping for a ground ball at somebody, but as FP mentioned, pitches have been up and they've been line drives, not grounders. Tough break on the David Wright ball, but everything's solid since.
Well, this is where, if you're Gio Gonzalez, your mindset has to be, I'm going to make a good pitch, try to get a ground ball, get out of this. Bartolo Colon, the guy I'm going up against today, gave up 7 runs on 11 hits in his last outing against the Yankees. So this could be old-fashioned slugfest today. You keep it at 3, your ball club may have a chance.
Pretty good tailing action on that 92 fastball.
That's right where he needs to be for the ground ball. Actually, a good take right here by Anthony Recker. You swing at that, it's on the ground. Well-located fastball from Gio.
Well, we talked about the Mets last night. They don't hit for high average, but they are in the top 6 in the league in scoring. 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Pretty far inside, ball 2. Well, we talked about last night, Travis d'Arnaud on the concussion list. Recker, his backup, getting lots of playing time, and he's taking advantage. Those 4 hits with runners in scoring position, driving in 4 runs. That ball in the air to right. Jason Worth stalking it toward the line. Runners both went halfway. Actually, the lead runner went halfway. And Juan Lagares was going to tag it first, but Eric Campbell gave him no chance. Little surprise Campbell wasn't thinking about tagging to third on the second out.
Well, that was the 25th pitch of the game for Gio Gonzalez. In this year so far, the first 25 pitches, opponents have hit 366 off Gio. That's coming into today. Pitches 26 through 50, just 213. So he's had trouble getting loose and getting into a rhythm. And it's kind of been a theme with he and Steven Strasburg this year. Strasburg pretty good last time out his first 25 pitches.
This is 22-year-old shortstop Wilmer Flores batting in the number 8 spot. Unable to reach that one. Flores from Valencia, Venezuela. Signed with the Mets on his 16th birthday back in '07. And they brought him up for a cup of coffee in September. Actually, more than that. Kind of like a whole case. He got 95 at bats. Hit .211. Wilmer Flores. The 83 changeup misses. Now Gio's 2 pitches away from 30 here in the first inning.
But what this does, and we've talked about a lot because we've seen this movie before with the Nats this year, it gives Bartolo Colon some cushion to go out there and maybe be a little more relaxed than he would normally be coming off a really rough outing against the Yankees.
Target in. Swing and a miss. But that pitch really wasn't in. It was out over the plate. And right now with 2 outs in the first inning, Jason Worth's trying to do whatever he can to help his pitcher in right field. He's playing shallow on the offside. He'd love to get a shot at Eric Campbell at home if there's a base hit. Pitcher on deck here. Flores 0 for 6 career against Gio. And a 2-2 is a breaking ball that was close, ball 3.
Well, probably the top of the zone, but it really didn't break. Not as much as Gio wanted. You saw the little body language from Gonzalez. He wanted the call.
3-2, runners on the move, and a pop fly right side. Espinosa's got the best angle. Danny drops it. It's a foul ball. Second day in a row, and Nats infielder goes basket catch mode on a foul ball and drops it. Now, Terry Collins, I think, is going to come out and talk to John Byrne, the rookie umpire, about that. Espinosa dropped the ball, but it landed out of his glove. It appeared in fair ground.
Well, I don't know how you review this play because it's where the baseball is, not where the body is. And there's no way you're going to be able to tell where the ball would have hit should you choose to review it. Because Danny Espinosa caught it. I mean, it doesn't matter where Danny is, it's where the baseball is. Obviously fair right there, and he kind of brought it back into foul territory, but it's where the ball is, not the body. And it doesn't matter where the ball lands for those of you who don't know. It's where you think it would have landed. And John Byrne right on top of that. It's a good call. Got it right. Not an easy call either for an umpire. Your back's to the play. You don't know where the flight of the ball is. It's coming from behind your head. So really good call right there by John Byrne.
Second day in the big leagues.
Nailed it.
Three and two again. And a check swing. A game Sunday in Oakland. Gio threw 33 pitches in the first inning against 9 batters. And the bases are loaded again. Second walk.
You know, I spent a lot of time sitting next to Felipe Alou. It's probably where I learned all of my baseball, or at least most of it. And if the ball was ever hit to one of his players in the first inning, the very first chance, and he booted it, he would turn to the bench and say, "Not ready to play." And he would make it a point to, hey, when that first ground ball is hit to you, you got to be ready to play. You can't ease into a major league game. You got to be ready from the first pitch. And consequently, if he had a pitcher that threw a lot of balls in the first inning, he would turn to the bench and say, "Not ready to pitch." I don't know if that's the case with Gio, but that's what Felipe used to say all the time.
Bartolo Colon is 0 for 11 this year. He's an 0.93 career hitter with 5 RBIs. Most of his career in the American League with Cleveland, the White Sox, the Angels, the Red Sox. Back to the White Sox, Yankees in Oakland. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bartolo Colon with a fly ball to right. Worth was playing shallow. And that will be it for a very long top of the first. 3-0. Patriotic day, and our canine friend knows there's a long way to go.
Stay. You stay right there.
Thank the men and women that protect our rights and our freedom, and I'd like to say Happy Armed Forces Day, and may God be with you.
Well said, Zach Walters, who caught the first pitch from Admiral Michael Rogers today. Okay, guys and women in uniform, long way to go in this one. Time to get a rally going early against Bartolo Colon. And the lineup is Span, Rendon, and Worth. And down in that number 7 spot, there's a sleeper power guy who's starting to make some noise. Tyler Moore, over his last 4 games, 5 for 14 with a homer and 5 RBIs. His batting average is up to .234 after he was on the interstate for a while. Nate McLeod, 3 for his last 11, gets a start in the number 8 spot. Bartolo Colon has beaten Montreal once in his career, and this year lost to the Nats.
We have two-seam fastball, 88 miles an hour on average, 87, 88. The slider, 82. The changeup, 81. A little interesting thing to watch with Colon. If his fastball's in the 80s, say 86 to 88, that's when he gets hit hard. If his fastball velocity is 89, 90, 91, that's when he usually deals. So we'll really keep an eye on the radar gun with Colon today, because when he's in the 90s, that sinker really moves a lot late, and when he's in the 80s, it kind of sits up. So last time out, not a good one for Colon. Like I said, gave up 7 runs on 11 hits over 5 2/3 against the Yankees.
He has gone 7 4 times this year. He pops up to Nard Span. That's David Wright, left side.
Set the D for the Mets behind Colon today. Eric Young Jr., the left fielder. Juan Lagares in center. Chris Young in right. Flores right, left side of the infield. Murphy Campbell right side. And Anthony Recker behind the plate again.
Mets made an error last night, a costly one by David Wright. But they've only made 21 errors in 41 games. Second in the league to Cincinnati's stingy 13. Anthony Rendon, 1 for 3 career against Bartolo Colon. And not collecting hits like he was earlier. Rendon, 10 for his last 52. But shows you how good he was. He's still batting in the high 270s. Ooh, center cut slider right there, 0-2. They bunch him toward the gap in right center. So good going that way. And that pitch up and away, couldn't reach it at 93. 2 quick outs for Bartolo Colon.
Well, last night, a very uneventful 9th inning for the Washington Nationals. After a couple of walks, this is all that happened. The tying run, Daniel Murphy at the plate. 2 outs in the 9th. And Jason Worth's look after he catches this says it all. I guess a game-winning walk-off catch. Like I said, if he was 6'2", he'd still be playing.
I talked to announcers from both teams last night who said the reaction of the bullpen is what told them he caught the ball, not Jason Worth's reaction.
It was like, really? Did it have to come to this? I think the fact that he was playing no doubles, meaning he was playing very deep, nothing could be hit over his head, allowed him to go back to the fence, take his time, and make that play. Because if you're going full speed, that's definitely not an easy play.
Worth's career against the Mets, 14 home runs, 45 RBIs, 8 for his last 17. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Colon's never gotten him out, 3 for 3 with a double.
Well, you look at Colon's line this year, he gave up 9 runs on 11 hits to the Angels on the 13th. Came back the next start against the Braves and gave up just 3 runs on 8 hits. Against the Rockies, he lasted 4 2/3, gave up 7 runs on 10 hits. Came back the next start, just 3 runs. And last time out, like I said, against the Yankees, 7 runs on 11 hits and 5 2/3.
Fastball sails high in that game on April 2nd. Worth singled up the middle first time, doubled down the right field line second time, took him to right field again for a base hit, third time up. Cologne wins 6 against the Nats that day. And Jason Worth works the count full. Well, they're the numbers I talked about, coupled with a batting average of just under 300. Pretty good run back down around the knees on that fastball.
Yeah, he'll do that to right-handers. Backdoor the two-seam fastball to where he'll throw it off the plate away, and he'll give up on it as a hitter, and he'll run it back for a called third. Real good with that two-seamer to the glove side when he's on.
Really doesn't walk much of anybody. 39 strikeouts, 5 walks in 50 innings. On a pitch up, Worth rides it straight back. Bartolo Colon, 9 wins away from 200. And you look at the way pitching is going now, with guys seldom ever completing games. After Glavine and Maddox, anybody going to win 300 again? Doubtful. Worth puts a charge into that one out to right center. Didn't get it all, and Juan Lagares able to run it down. Nats go 1-2-3. Gio's got to get back to work, and boy does he, down by 3. About the company we're keeping today. Nice going, Dad. Got the girls at the ballpark today. If you want to bring a bigger group, bring them on. The bigger the group, the bigger the discount. Check out nationals.com/groups. On all the group theme nights, you can find out more, as well as additional group experiences and benefits. 202-675-NATS. Top of the second, we check in with Dan Coco. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Just kind of a veteran note that Jason Worth pulled going into his at-bat there in the first inning. It had been a really long top of the first for Gio Gonzalez, 37 pitches. And Denard Span and Anthony Rendon had been retired very quickly in the bottom half. So what Jason Worth does to kind of try and buy his pitcher a little more time is he went back to the on-deck circle after Rendon struck out, took his batting glove off, put some rosin on his hands, just kind of walked around for a couple seconds, made his way up to the plate pretty slowly, just as a way to give Gonzalez a chance to get an extra breath or two and just kind of settle down in the dugout. Otherwise, you know, it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, and then Gonzalez needs to run back out to the mound and get to work again. So just kind of a veteran move that Jason Worth pulls from time to time to make sure that his pitcher has enough time to get relaxed.
Yeah, then he fouled off some pitches and worked the count full, extending things a little further. And over the years, we've seen leadoff guys do that, FP, after a pitcher maybe makes the second out of an inning to give him a breather as well.
Well, there's nothing worse when your pitcher has a rough first inning, he's out there forever, and then you go 1-2-3 quickly, and he's right back on the mound, doesn't really even have time to regroup mentally. So, yeah, ideally you'd like to score a few runs and answer. But if you go quick, or the first two hitters go quick, yeah, that's what you do.
Gio actually struck out Eric Young to start the game. Big curveball to him. Then Murphy ambushed him. First pitch for the base hit. David Wright got the little infield hit on a long count. And the inning kind of fell apart from there. Up and in, and Eric Young had to get out of Dodge.
But that's a good pitch. I mean, when Gio's on, he's effectively wild, meaning you really can't dig in. You don't know where it's going to be. He'll throw one right there, and then he'll paint on the black. And I like when he goes in like that. Very effective.
Right field line. Long run for Worth. The ball going foul and unreachable anyway. This is a man you want to keep off base. The Nats put him on a couple of times last night, a double and a ninth inning walk. Of course, he wasn't going to be doing any running in that ninth inning situation. But Eric Young Jr. is 15 for 16 in stolen bases, second only to the Dodgers 25 from D. Gordon. So when this guy gets on, you're in for some trouble. Important if Gio wants to turn the day around to get him right now.
D. Gordon's going to steal 100 if he stays healthy.
You know, the other thing he does, those Dodgers behind him see some fastballs, don't they?
Yeah. I never liked hitting behind a base stealer because as a hitter, it messes up your rhythm and your routine because they're constantly throwing over. They're slide step and they're doing different things to hold the runner at first base. And it's not easy actually to hit behind a guy that's a legitimate stolen base threat because there's so much going on out behind you. Even when he's at second base, they're picking off, they're doing inside moves, and you're like, will you just throw me a pitch?
Well, it takes a special guy. And if you look at all the great base stealers, Maury Wills had Junior Gilliam hitting behind him. He could take pitches and use the field. Lou Brock had Ted Sizemore and Kurt Flood, same kind of guys. Carney Lansford hit in Oakland a lot behind Ricky Henderson, and it's just one of the toughest jobs in baseball.
Well, there's certain responsibilities you have if you're a number 2 hitter hitting behind a legitimate base stealer, and that's taking a strike for him. I mean, you take pitches right down the middle so they can steal, and you'll tell them, hey, I'll take 1 strike for you, but I ain't taking 2. So you better get busy early in the count.
1 ball, 1 strike to Murphy. Front to a breaking ball, stayed up and in. Murphy has a 9-game hitting streak now, 12 for his last 33. And Gio just can't find the edges of the plate here.
Well, he looks like he's finishing a little better this inning than he was in the first, meaning throwing through the target, not to it.
Well, this is some kind of hitter the Mets have going right now in Daniel Murphy. That base hit's going to take him up around 324 or so. And again, he's aboard with 1 out for David Wright.
Yeah, 3-1 fastball, and he's ready for it. Fall behind to a good major league hitter, a guy hitting above 300, he'll be ready for it. And just short, compact swing, barrel to the baseball. And a guy that seems like he's hitting 900 against the Nationals.
Wow. Murphy hitting over 340 on the road. David Wright with his base hit first time, 5 for 15 career. And Gio Gonzalez finds the outer half with a running fastball at 94.
Best pitch of the day from Gio, 94, sink to a corner down the zone. Maybe a little anger in that fastball.
Well, throw another one like that, you might get a double play. He's going to get a strike on the inside edge that time, and David Wright did not look back at that hit. Cox must have been a pretty good pitch on the Mercedes-Benz track.
Well, I don't know if you're seeing it, but the last 2 pitches, Gio's pretty much saying I've had enough. 94, both corners.
Then the curveball blocked by Ramos.
Almost like there was little emotion behind those 2 and letting it rip.
Right, one hopper. Desmond Espinosa. There's the double play ball the Nats have been looking for. Their 39th of the year. David Wright hits into the 5th off his bat this year. Ramos, Desmond Espinosa coming up. So Some of the guys in that double play about to hit.
FP was talking the last half inning about how Gio Gonzalez looked like a different pitcher, like he was pitching a little angry. Talked to Jose Lobaton after Gio's last start in Oakland. Lobaton caught that outing, and he said that after Gio let loose that emotion in the dugout after there were some miscues on the field, he thought that Gio was a different pitcher. He was pitching, like FP said, a little angry. He was pitching aggressively. He was letting the fastball go and not really worrying about, hitting his spots as much, just really attacking hitters. And he said that he wanted to see that more from Gio going forward. So that's something that, the Nats want to see, is they want to see an aggressive Gio Gonzalez and not a passive one.
Wilson Ramos first pitch swinging, and that one caught up with by Chris Young. Dan's report brought to you by AFCEA, the Association for Global Security Professionals.
Well, you see it with the elite pitchers all the time. You get them early. We talked about that so much on the last road trip, where when you're facing a guy, they'll usually, the Kershaws, the better pitchers in the league, it takes them a minute to get into a game. But sometimes you got to find a way to get into that game from the first pitch.
Great swing back fastball by Colon. He and Desmond hit a home run against him. So did Gio back on April 2nd. Desmond 1 for 3 that day against the right-hander. Got jammed. This one in the right center. And Young can't get it. Now the ball gets by him. Desmond thought about it, and what a good play by Daniel Murphy, the second baseman. If Desmond goes to second, the second baseman probably would have thrown him out.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the hands inside the baseball right there and just finds a perfect spot. And I think down by 3 runs, good decision by Ian Desmond to stay at first base. Nats need base runners right now, and Murphy on it, like you said, probably would have been out if he tried to stretch it.
And FP.
Oh, there goes the no-hitter.
Thank you.
Slap me. Still analyzing that play in my head.
Espinosa, the hitter. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep. Last 2 seasons, over 100 games together. LaRoche, Harper, Zimmerman. 13 games over for the Nats during that time, and they're a 500 ball club when they're missing at least one of those 3 outstanding hitters.
Well, those guys really are that big. That's how much they're missing them.
That's how big they look to hitters or pitchers. 0-1 to Danny Espinosa. Line drive right center. Desmond reads it, but Young was playing that way, and he's going to go back to second base. He put on the brakes and then took his time getting back.
Well, he tried to deke. the outfield into going to third base. So what you'll see runners do from time to time is go slowly into second. You see the outfielder drop their head to field the ball, and then they turn on the jets. Watch Desmond right here. I'm just going to cruise into second. I'm going to go third. And then he decided better of it, and it was really close getting back to second.
Yeah.
Larry Walker was the best I've ever seen at that. He would pull up about 3 steps into a base, and as an outfielder, you put your head down, and when you put your head down to field the grounder, he'd turn it on, and by the time he could get the ball up to its release point, he was at the next base safe.
Well, big spot for Tyler Moore here. Good to see Danny Espinosa with a hard hit ball. He was 1 for 16 going into that at bat. Tyler Moore 5 for his last 14 with a home run, 5 RBIs. That monster home run he hit in Arizona seems to have supercharged his bat suddenly. Couple more hits last night. RBI ground ball, RBI single, first 2 times up. Added a base hit later.
Tough to steal off Cologne. One of the quickest guys to the plate in the majors.
Tying run in the batter's box, shadows creeping. It'll be a while before they affect the hitter. 4:06 first pitch today on a brilliant sunny day in D.C. And Tyler will look at the 88 right in there, 2-1.
Matt Williams would love an answer from his ball club right here. Just get something on the board. A couple of good at-bats in a row. Try to string them together and keep that line moving.
Tyler Moore was not with the ball club when they opened in New York. He would join the Nats later in that week. The Ramos injury set off a chain of events that eventually got Tyler back to the Nats before he even took the field for Syracuse. He's been back and forth a couple of times.
All right, it's time for you fans to tweet your photo using hashtag #MASSINPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T. Good looking lab right there.
I have never felt safer than with our military and our canine friends in the ballpark.
Oh, I love the lab.
We are totally protected today.
And I'm not sure, but I think that was a Great Dane sitting on that guy's lap right in front of it.
Well, there's one in the batter's box right now. And Tyler Moore, the big man from Mississippi, lays off the breaking ball, 3-1. This ball game could change in a hurry. Instead, Moore hits it at the shortstop. Desmond tried to shield Wilmer Flores' view, but the shortstop turns the 6-4-3 with Daniel Murphy. Nats still haven't scored any runs for Gio his last 3 times out.
Happy Armed Forces Day. Thanks for all you do.
Patriots and animals coming together on Armed Forces Day. Awesome.
But Scott Hairston looks like he could be in the military, huh?
Oh my gosh, that guy is chiseled. Chris Young, he drew the walk that loaded the bases with one out in the first. Gio's behind him, and a 2-0 pitch is fouled. By the way, St. Louis has beaten Atlanta. They added a run late in the ball game, beat the Braves for the second straight day, 4-1. Right now, the Nats are tied for first place with identical records with the Braves, 22-19. Target inside edge, and it's 3-1. In the air, right center. Denard Span toward the scoreboard. He will be going along the board as he makes the grab about 378 feet away.
And Gio shaking his head because he fell behind. He knows he's got a center fielder out there that loves dollar hot dogs. Presented by Hatfield at Nats Park on Monday, May 19th. Against the Reds, 7:05. Dollar hot dogs will be available for purchase at all Nats dog stands in additional select locations till the start of the 6th inning, or while supplies last. For tickets, call the number on your screen or go to the website. Oh, look at that Dalmatian. Beautiful.
Yeah. Warm dogs out in the bleachers. Are you making this stuff up, or you really got those?
No, that's a Dalmatian.
Okay.
Anybody, it's the kind you see at the fire department, right?
I'm just hoping you ID dogs better than you do people.
Not the best analyst in the league for nothing, Bob.
It's twice you said that this week.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
0-2 to Eric Campbell, who got the big blow of that first inning. The 2-run single. And that's no swing, says the rookie umpire, John Byrne.
Well, that's going to be pretty close. Let's check the replay out from the side. You make the call. I thought he went. And I thought he went.
Yeah, that's pretty much a swing. Two and two.
When you talk to pitchers, and even talking to Jim Palmer the last couple of years about the curveball, that's how you show your arm strength. The guys that have the best curveballs have the strongest arms.
Well, the Nats didn't get the call on the third strike check swing. And Eric Campbell is 2 for 2 and is a big league hitter now. He's 5 for 9.
And the point I'm trying to make about Gio is he's one of those guys. I mean, you talk about mid-90s fastball, but when he throws his curveball, that's when he's putting the most stress on his arm. And when you throw a nasty curveball, that takes, all the arm strength to pull down in it, get that rotation. And just thinking back to a few starts ago when Matt Williams said he took him out with a sore shoulder, and watching the curveball today, it doesn't look like he's really committed to throw it or has the strength to throw it like he normally does. Just kind of leaving it out there, not really pulling down the shades, so to speak. The fastball has been good. He's made the adjustment. He's keeping it down, but just watching the curveball, it's not really curving like it normally does.
There's Juan Lagares. He went the other way with an RBI hit first time. That's how the Mets got their 3 runs. He's bunting for a hit, and Rendon, sensing it would go foul, let it go. Hit the lip of the grass and made a slight left turn. Good thing it did. Would have been a double.
Well, it's good course knowledge right there. He knows his own ballpark, and he knows the ball's tendency to roll foul right there. You see that happen in batting practice. You know your own ballpark better than parks on the road to where the ball's going to go fair or it's going to go foul. You can also read the rotation on the baseball. Sometimes guys bunt it, they get around it, and has that right to left rotation. You know it's going to go foul.
1-2 pitch.
Well, that's what I'm talking about with the Gio Gonzalez curveball today. I mean, anybody that's watched Gio pitch the last 2 years, one of the best curveballs from a left-hander in baseball. You see how it's just kind of rolling in there, not a lot of snap to it.
Nissan on the pitches during this at bat.
And I don't think it's a mechanical issue. It just looks like he's not finishing it. Definitely finishing the fastball all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if you're not getting the curveball in there, you better be locating your heater. Gio fell behind a bunch of guys in the first inning. 2-2 pitch. That one stays upstairs.
Same thing.
Yeah. Eric Campbell, good base runner. Lagares, for the most part, a contact hitter.
See all the pressure that's put on the arm right there, and just the release point from that X mode. He's just behind it.
So you'd be kind of surprised if Terry Collins, with a 3-run lead here, doesn't start the runner.
Look at the release point right here, Carp. You see where he's behind the baseball, and now it just kind of casts out there? You really want about 3-4 more inches hanging on to that ball, get it out front.
Runner on the move and a long drive to center, and that's in the red seats. Juan Lagares, second home run of the year. The Mets lead 5-0. Runner on the move, 3-2 pitch, bang.
Right down the middle. Watch this on pitch track. I mean, right in the heart of the plate. And it's not so much that pitch. Obviously, the damage done right there. The couple of curveballs that you're used to see Gio put away right-handers with, missed. And then he had to go to the fastball, and Lagares was ready. So in all the highlights tonight, you'll see that pitch. But what you won't see is a couple of curveballs that didn't make their way back to the plate.
Juan Lagares, a 3 RBI day. Mets are in the bottom 3 in the league in home runs. And there's an 82 changeup in there. It's a Wrecker who flied to Worth first time up. And a ball popped over the dugout and well out of play. Craig Stammen warming up, and it's only the 3rd inning. 2 times ago, Gio was brilliant at Philadelphia. A run on 4 hits and a 1-0 loss. Guys didn't give him any run support. Then the nightmare in Oakland, and a very difficult first 3 innings here. Just can't get that fastball to the edge.
77 pitches. That's about what he's normally at. Maybe a few more fastballs than normal.
And a 3-2 with 1 out. Great pitch. Took a little bit off. Got the strikeout, his 3rd of the game. Wrecker retired. Wilmer Flores on the way.
Well, you just see the frustration in Gio's face, and you feel for him right now, but a good changeup right there in a 3-2 count. And Wrecker betting fastball, got the change. Good arm speed.
Wilmer Flores walked to reload the bases in the first before Colon flied out to end the inning. And on a pitch tailing away, Wilmer could not reach it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game started at 4:06. It's been a very difficult 45 minutes for the Nats. Big crowd on hand. Armed Forces Day at the ballpark. And it's all New York. 5 runs on 7 hits.
It was the closest we've ever come to a foul ball in the booth right there.
That was straight back. It was up here at our eye level. And then it fell into the abyss. Right down the middle. Good pitch. So Gio with a couple of strikeouts, but the check swing call he didn't get against Campbell, base hit, the Lagares homer, and the Mets are on top big. Long way back. A long way to go. Bottom of the 3rd. McLouth, Gio, and Span straight ahead here. Nats down by 5. PNC Bank for the Achiever and you. And we check in on Sammy Solis coming back from Tommy John surgery in March of 2012. Then he had back spasms, missed the first part of the season. He's never thrown more than 100 innings, but he's on his way now. Season debut Hagerstown last night. He was brilliant. 11-0 win, first game of a doubleheader. Sammy considered the number 5 prospect in the Nats organization out of the University of San Diego.
Call Sammy up. He's ready.
Well done, SS. Here's Nate McLouth, 2 for 3 career against Bartolo Colon. And Nate gathering a few hits on the road trip. He is 3 for his last 11. He's been playing hurt since the Nats were here against the Dodgers after cutting up his hand on that spectacular catch in left field. Rips it, fair ball. Shallow or deep? It'll hit the shallow part and bounce out in front of Chris Young. And Nate McLouth gives Gio a chance to move him over. Or something better. We'll see.
Well, last night he lined out to right, got on top of the baseball, and Matt Williams talking about how his power is to the pull side. Does a nice job of getting on top of one again, getting in between Eric Campbell in the bag for a leadoff double. Nice piece hitting by McLouth.
His 3rd extra base hit is the Nat on double number 2. He has hit a home run. Nets infield looking for a bunt here. David Wright already on the grass. Eric Campbell about to pinch in from the first base side. Gio bunts it in the air, and he's not having a very good day. 1 out. Next up, Span, then Rendon. Nats still have 2 shots to score. Denard popped up to David Wright to start the game for the Nationals. Wright's going to still play him in the baseline. Toes to the grass on the third base side. Oh for 7 career against Bartolo Colon with a pair of walks.
I think Denard's last at bat last night, he grounded out to short, but he hit it hard the other way, and that's always a good sign for Span. When you see him going up the middle the other way, especially with his swing, when he's locked, that's what happens. And I know I say that for a lot of guys, but it especially holds true with Denard. When he's coming around the ball on the ground, it's not where he wants to be.
Ball gets away, and McLeod spotted that thing not too far from Anthony Recker.
Yeah, down by.
The thing is now the count's 2-0.
Yeah, down by 3. You got to be sure if you're Nate McLeod. Down by 5, excuse me.
Yeah, went from 3 to 5 in a hurry last inning.
Long look from Colon.
Worried about a runner in a 5-run game. Then he misses 3-0. Keep worrying about Nate McLeod. And the Nats might pick up another runner or 2. Bartolo Colon, 41 in 8 days. Been in the big league since '97 with the Indians. Won a Cy Young in '05 with the Angels when he won 21 games and lost 8. Span taking all the way, 3-1. Some thought Colon was done 3 years ago when he didn't even pitch in the big leagues. Only action back in 2010, late season, the Dominican Winter League. Yankees brought him back, a couple of good years in Oakland, and now a Met. And working really slowly.
Well, it might be 5-0 Mets, but those are still the best unis in baseball the Nats are sporting today. I'm sorry. I love when they break out the blues.
That ball ripped. Just foul.
Pickett.
From up here, looked like it had a chance, and then I saw Eric Campbell not even make a move toward the line. He knew it was hooking foul side.
Just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one for your country, of course, to look forward to Miller time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lights.
New way to show your patriotism.
Yeah, pound of brew.
(3-2) with 1 out. Span serves one to the left side. Hot shot. Wilmer Flores. It was right at him, and he gets spanned by a step.
Pretty good swing, hit it hard. That's exactly where he wants his hands to be. Just nothing to show. They had him played perfect. And look how short this is. No stride at all by Span, just dropping the barrel to the baseball. Good extension. See that inside out rotation? Classic swing right there. Could have been an RBI.
It's up to Anthony Rendon to get the Nats on the board here. Rendon out to the shortstop. Flores handles that, and Colon handles the Nats after the McLeod leadoff double. Middle innings coming, Mets by 5.
right now for the Nationals. 84 pitches for Gio, 48 strikes. Eric Campbell, 3 for 3 in the series. Got a knock off the bench last night for the Mets. Got the start today, a couple of hits. And Juan Lagares making a 3-run lead, a 5-run lead on one pitch. A fastball right down Broadway, got the barrel out. So Lagares 2 for 2 with a home run. And this one, no cheapie in the red seats in left center field. Just one of those days again for Gio. And you're just hoping he's okay, to be quite honest.
Gio done after 84 pitches, only 48 strikes, and Craig Stammen has to get this ball game through the next couple of innings now. They'll face Bartolo Colon, then the top of the order. Fastball misses away. Stammen's 13th appearance, 21 innings, 18 strikeouts, 7 earned runs. Bouncer, Rendon. Colon still holding his bat. Finally dropped it about 40 feet up the line. And Anthony Rendon throws him out.
That's Bartolo Colon's bat. He's a good athlete. He fields his position well. He swings the bat well, especially for a guy that spent the majority of his career in the American League. He just tapped Tyler Moore on the back as he went by first.
Eric Young, Daniel Murphy, the next two.
Said something to Tyler.
Eric Young struck out twice by Gio today, each time leading off an inning. And he's 1 for 2 with a walk against Craig Stammen. And the slider low and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Only other game in the National League right now, Cubs 3-0 at home over Milwaukee. Everything else later. Phillies hosting the Reds again. And a ball up the middle. Craig Stammen has it. Flips to Tyler Moore, 2 down.
Fans, follow every Nats game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.TV game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store. Visit Nationals.com right now.
Daniel Murphy, 2 for 2 today. And now 13 for 34 in his 9-game hitting streak.
Got a good uni going, dirty. Like the pants.
Yeah, he's been on the bases doing some work on defense. Not to be forgotten, he's a new daddy. The Nats are in New York, sweeping the Mets and the media all over him for missing games because his wife was having a baby. Well, he's their best hitter right now. Here's Jason Worth, Ramos, and Desmond to follow. Bottom of the 4th. the presidents, no shenanigans. They were all business in this race today. William Howard tapped the early lead. George then, actually Tom and Abe came to get him. And Abraham Lincoln.
This is excessive right here, by the way. I don't know what the heck he's doing, but it was creepy. It was weird.
You know,
I just didn't like it.
The guy from Illinois, Abe, this isn't Chicago. Act like you've won before. Come on.
Yeah, that's excessive. That's like a big backflip on him out to center field.
That is so out of character for him.
Pretty soon Puig will be doing that on a triple.
Jeez. Breaking ball at the knees, pretty good pitch, but Cologne didn't get the call. Bottom of the fourth underway. Jason Worth flied to center, first time up. Nats have had 3 hits. Front door on the breaker, and the count's even.
Yeah, he throws the fastball 87% of the time coming in, so he's mixed in a little more off speed than normal today against the Nats. See the slider right there at 82.
Time given by Ed Hickhouse. Three balls, 1 strike. Nats have had 1 leadoff man on. That was Nate McLouth with the double. Last inning, never got beyond second base.
Good pitch, started off the plate, ran it back. Good location. That last one started in the left-handed batter's box, came back right to where you see the 5.
And a 3-2 stays outside. Nats need runners, and Jason Worth delivers. That's only Cologne's 6th walk of the year in 52 innings.
All right, get your equipment ready. Bring it to Nats Park. The Astros and baseball tomorrow fun will once again team up to collect baseball equipment on Sunday, May 18th. You can donate used balls, softballs, bats, batting gloves, catcher's equipment, youth batting helmets, and more outside the center field gate starting at 11 o'clock. And until the end of the 3rd inning, donations will benefit the Southern District Little League. So bring all your baseball stuff.
Here's Ramos. 86. It's kind of his version of the BP fastball. It was up in the zone a bit. Ramos flied to right first time.
He's due for a tater. I mean, he's got to hit one sometime, right?
23 at bats into his season. Throughout his injury-interrupted career, his home runs and RBIs per at bats have been remarkable. 126 RBIs career coming into this year in 238 games. With 35 career home runs. And he takes it on 0-2.
He's had pretty good numbers career against the Mets. We won't call him Mr. Met because that would be a huge insult, but 380 with 7 home runs, that's pretty good in just 30 games.
Bobblehead's not that big. 1-2 to Ramos. Big gap in left center. Run back fastball. He gashes it to right directly at Chris Young. Tough luck first out.
Good at bat though, nothing to show. Ball's starting to come off his bat like it used to before the surgery. It's a good sign just to hang with him.
Let's go back to April 2nd. Ian Desmond against Bartolo Colon, leading off the 5th inning.
You see the location of that pitch. I don't think Cologne's left too many up there today. He's been down the zone with a little more movement with that. That was straight, right down the middle and belt high.
It was a 1-1 game when Desmond hit his first of the year. And then right after that, Lobaton lined out to center. Then Gio went deep. And the Nats led 3-1 on their way to a 5-1 win to go 2-0 in the young season. And Bob Henley knocks it down, keeps it close, gets the assist. No balls, 2 strikes here in the 4th. A lot of hitting room right side, but the count 0-2. Target is away, and Desmond lays off.
When Bob Henley was a rookie, he got called up to Montreal, and I was kind of his wingman. And he was a pinch hitter, and he never pinch hit before. And he would ask me, what do I do today? So for about 4 straight pinch hit appearances, he was getting knocks. And I would tell him, hey, first pitch fastball, get on this guy. You know, take a little bit. Well, we were in New York playing the Mets in Shea Stadium. He was facing Franco. Felipe said, grab a bat, you're hit. And he asked me what to do. I said, take. And he said, take? I said, yeah, don't swing at 1 pitch from John Franco. So he looked at me before he went up there and he said, well, you've been right the first 4 times. I'm going to listen to you. So he grabbed his helmet, grabbed his bat. He's in the on-deck circle. He looked back at me one more time. He said, take? And I said, yes, do not swing. He throws strikes that look like strikes.
Screwball.
Everybody swings at it. They're never strikes. So he had a 4-pitch walk, and he looked at me laughing all the way to first base.
Yeah, John Franco used to turn over that screwball.
But that goes against everything you're supposed to do as a pinch hitter, right?
Yeah.
You get up there, you get the first fastball, get on it. Don't swing. He listened, and he got to first.
Now waiting for some company in a 5-0 game.
And apparently took all the sunscreen from everybody on the ball club.
Little cloud cover at the ballpark right now. The hitters are happy about that at 5:24 local time. And a 1-2 to Desmond battling here. Ian will pull it to left. It's got some carry on it. See you later. Ian Desmond reaching out and hitting one out of the park. Second home run against Cologne this year. And the Nats are 2 runs closer.
We got us a ball game. Somebody got to take his helmet off. All right, raise your hand at home and be totally honest if you thought that ball was going out of the yard. I did not. But that's a strong man that hit it. He got the barrel to the baseball, was fooled, but kept his hands back just long enough to barrel this one up and make it an instant 3-run game. Did not think he got all of that one. Wow.
Well, and you can do the math. The man's hitting about 230 or so, but the season is 1/4 of the way over, and Ian Desmond has 24 RBIs. There are some nationals, LaRoche, Desmond, Rendon, and Worth, that are on pace for lots of runs batted in this year. That's a strike on the inside corner, and Danny Espinosa didn't like the call.
And we showed the home run that he hit in New York against Cologne. That was right down the middle. This one, I believe, was an off-speed pitch that he got fooled on. Reached out and touched it for a 2-run tater.
I think he caught the crowd by surprise here. Didn't have that great sound, but that young man is strong, and he's 2 for 2 today. Cologne gives up his 9th of the year. And Espinosa, wow. He's not going to like that call either.
Watch how he gets fooled and then just keeps his hands back in the last second. Probably won't see it on this shot. But he was out front, just goes extendo right there. And one hands the ball basically out of this yard. And it wasn't close. I mean, that was about, what, 6-7 rows back? Jose Lobaton going helmet taker offer guy. Swing and a miss, it looks like, in the first chance.
Anytime now, Jose.
It's not easy. And
Espinosa breaks his bat, lines out softly to the pitcher. 2 outs in the inning. And Danny's still glaring back at Ed Hickox, the home plate umpire. He can't believe those first 2 calls.
Let's check out the tater one more time. Just catches it right out in front. Extends shown. And there's no way that ball gets out in April. You know, we talked about how the ballpark was playing big when it was cold. No shot.
It's changing.
It's changing. High 10, Jason Worth.
Well, Ian, that's for all the ones you hit really hard, right on the sweet spot, right at somebody.
Well, he slowed his swing down. He slowed his approach down on offense, on defense. We knew it would happen, and it's happening. It's good to see him back.
Tyler Moore, 6.43, double play ball first time. Bartolo Colon's ERA coming into this game, 5.84. So the Nats have gotten him for 2 here in the 4th. It's up to Craig Stammen to keep the Mets at bay. And give the Nats a couple more innings to get this thing back even. They've already won a ball game in this park this year when they trailed 5-0. That was that 10-7 game, April 9th against the Marlins. So the Nats and all of us have been down this road before. Worth hit a grand slam that night, right?
He did. And this team comes on late. They have all year.
0-2. Tyler Moore's out. Colon gives up a leadoff walk. Now 1-out home run to Ian Desmond. 6th of the year. RBIs number 23 and 24. Admit it, at home, you never get tired of watching home run swings, do you? Forces Day, as we honor the 5 branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. At DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. It's our DynCorp International Troop Recognition. Top of the 5th, David Wright. 1 for 2. Infield hit, run scored. And a 6-4-3 double play ball. Craig Stammen throws a strike. David Wright has hit Craig hard, 8 for 17 with a home run. Hits that one hard. Left field, Nate McLeod cruising to it. He is a very fast, fluid outfielder. Made it look easy.
Well, there's a label on his glove, and it's gold for a reason. 2008, he won a gold glove, and when you are a gold glove winner, when you sent your gloves the rest of your career, they got a little gold on them, and right around the wrist, you see that
Nice.
gold label? That's because he's a former gold glove winner.
Made the All-Star team that year as well, his only All-Star berth. In the process of hitting .276 with, get this, 26 home runs and 94 RBIs for the 08 Pirates. He also tied for first in the league with 46 doubles. So Craig Stammen gets a very important first out, faces Chris Young now, who's 0 for 2 career against him. Worthy to note that on that night, April 9th, when the Nats trailed 5-0, Jordan Zimmermann was knocked out in the second inning. Craig Stammen came on and got 10 outs to totally settle that game down. This ball out to left center, and McLeod making the call again. So Stammen was the keep him at bay hero that night, and he's trying to do it again today.
Speaking of outfielders, question mark, question mark, question mark. Ryan Zimmerman out there shagging and left today, getting his exercise in. Got his outfield glove on again and working on things in left field. Stay tuned. ... Pretty good tease right there, huh? Nailed that.
I'm on the edge of my padded chair.
Yep.
No balls, 1 strike to Eric Campbell. 2 for 2 today with a 2-run single and a base hit in the third. Scored a run. That's a great slider right to the outside edge. And a chopper. It'll stay foul, and Rendon wants to make sure he grabs it before it comes back. Jordan Zimmermann tomorrow. Zach Wheeler. It's a 135 first pitch. And then the Reds are coming in. How about pitching in this series? Steven Strasburg, Mike Leake Monday night. Doug Fister coming off a nice outing. Johnny Cueto Tuesday. Tanner Roark, Alfredo Simon on Wednesday. And then it's on to PNC Park in the Berg. 4-game series next weekend against the struggling Pirates.
I think they have 10 blown saves already this year.
Yeah, Jason Grilli
has been out.
Yeah. Mark Melanson, who's done some part-time closing in his career for Houston and the Red Sox. Pirates are 6 games under. And well back of Milwaukee in that Central.
Well, they're going through what the Nats went through early in 2013. Is they're searching for that mojo, that thing they had last year. And if you don't let go of last year soon enough, this year will be over.
And by the way, they're trailing 3-0 at Yankee Stadium right now.
You could sit there and say, well, it's this, it's this, it's this. It's really hard to turn the page when you have a Cinderella season as a ball club, as a franchise. Put that behind you and then try to recreate that feeling the next year. You can't really recreate it. You just have to make, I guess, a new memory and a new vibe. And I think the Nats had a problem with that early on last year.
3-2 pitch, hot shot. Anthony Rendon. Well, if you're sensing something, Craig Stammen and Ian Desmond are changing the tone of this game. Celebrating Armed Forces Day, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Once a member, always a member. Navy Federal Credit Union. And by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. Armed Forces Day created in 1949 to honor Americans serving in the 5 military branches: Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. We thank all past and current members of the U.S. Armed Forces for their work and dedication in protecting our country. Bottom of the 5th. 8-9-1 for the Nats. And right now, Craig Stammen is on deck. But I did see Greg Dobbs with a bat in his hands and getting ready to put on some gloves a moment ago. So it may be based on what McLouth does here. Nate doubled, leading off the 3rd. He's going to pull this one on a hop right to Eric Campbell. 1 out, and Stammen walks to the batter's box. Craig Stammen, by the way, 6 outs in a row on 20 pitches. And the guy can use the bat this year. He is 0 for 2.
Masson is celebrating Social Media Weekend, a.k.a. Bob Carpenter Weekend, presented by National Federal Credit Union. All weekend long, Masson will be rewarding fans with great prizes, exclusive opportunities. So be sure to follow the action on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter by using hashtag Masson SMW.
Stammen, 16 career hits, 10 career runs batted in. Right down the middle, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that ball well struck. That is over the head of Chris Young. Stammen digging for a couple. 1 out double. Why pinch hit for the guy? He's pitching well, and he gets an extra base hit.
Well, all 5 starters hit every single day at home, and Craig Stammen hits with them. He's the only relief pitcher that hits with the starters every day at home. And you can see the result right here. A double over Chris Young's head. He was drawn in, but that might have been a double over his head if he was playing Stammen normal. And I was thinking 3 bases. Stammen tried to turn it on right there at the end, but he'll be happy with a 1 out double.
Well, you pick up a run here with the bottom of the order delivering like that. You could really give the Mets something to think about. Span has popped up to 3rd, hit one hard, ground ball out to short. And Cologne gave him what he wasn't looking for. Denard all geared up for a heater, got a changeup. Nats have 5 hits. 3 of them for extra bases.
There has to be some stat that the Mets have that Denard Span swings at the first pitch with runners in scoring position, because how else would he have gotten a first pitch changeup right there?
Yeah, up by 3.
A guy that very rarely swings at the first pitch. So maybe they have some tendency on him that he gets antsy with runners in scoring position.
Good eye. That was close. Cologne took a long look in. Counts even, 1-1.
I mean, pick one.
Yeah.
3rd's good if you're the Nats. Not good if you're Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, as I mentioned, he has managed to go 7 innings 4 times this year. 6 another time. He's given the Mets innings, but he's only 2 and 5. Fastball rides high in the zone. Strike 2. Nissan will track it.
Front hip job, but it looked like it could have been borderline high. Pitch Strauss got it right at the top. Not a whole lot you can do with that pitch if you're Span.
Cologne really slows things down with men on base. Span strikes out, 2 down. 0 for 3 today, and 0 for 9 career against Bartolo Colon.
Well, this one was the same pitch, just a little bit lower. See the release point, get inside of that, start it right at Span. Didn't really have the comeback that the last pitch had, but down in the zone, Span couldn't reach it.
Very important 2-out at bat here for Anthony Rendon. Has struck out, grounded is short. Anthony Rendon needs one of his trademark 2-out RBI hits. He is 10 for his last 54.
Yeah, another point that I think has to be made about missing the big guns. When you're Anthony Rendon, you get off to a hot start. Now when you're having the pre-series meeting, the scouting report meeting of the Nationals, you're paying a lot more attention to Anthony Rendon all of a sudden than Adam LaRoche, Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, maybe even Jason Worth, because for a while there, he was the hottest hitter in the National League. So you're getting the focus of the meeting and all the attention. The other team's going over you now, to where maybe early in the season that wasn't the case. They spent a good 5 minutes on how we pitch an Anthony Rendon, where maybe early in the season it was just like, let's just sinkers in, sinkers in. But when you're missing your big guns, the time of the meeting now is spent on guys maybe that it normally wouldn't be.
Good call, and adjustments have to be made. 1-2 now. Anthony took a big swing on strike 2. See if he can shorten up and get this thing in play. He will, but it's back to the pitcher. And Colon guns him out. Nats have wasted a couple of extra base hits early in innings today. 5-2 Mets after 5.
Forces for all that they do, protecting us day in and day out and allowing us to do our thing here. Happy Armed Forces Day.
Sounds like the son of a broadcaster, doesn't he? Well done, Drew. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. 5-2 Mets. Nats have had some chances to threaten, as our wonderful statistician Carter Myers pointed out just a moment ago. Exact opposite of the way the ball game went last night. Obviously hoping for a different ending.
It was. The Nats scored 3 in the first last night. The Mets scored 3 in the first today. It was 5-2 going to the 9th inning. So, I mean, a lot of ball game left. And we saw last time the Nationals played the Mets up at Citi Field, getting the bullpen, anything can happen. But right now, Bartolo Colon, we said watch the velocity. If he's in the 80s, that's when he usually gets hit. His fastball's been 90 to 93 today. Good late movement on it. Been down the zone for the most part. But still, get that pitch count up, get in their bullpen, see what happens.
Yeah, he's at 70 pitches right now through 5. Nats have had their chances against him with a couple of extra base hits. Just looking for that 2-out RBI hit that hasn't come. Meanwhile, a chance for Craig Stammen to just keep this thing where it is. He's retired 6 straight. And this is Juan Lagares, who's done most of the Mets damage today. RBI hit in the first, 2-run homer in the 3rd. And a shot to right. Jason Worth looked like he caught a cleat, and that thing came back to him a little bit and just had another gear to it.
Yeah, just getting up very slow. Let's take a look at it one more time. Nice piece of hit to give by Lagares, but Worth cheating in. And yeah, I don't know what happened there at the end. He just kind of took a knee, hit the brakes pretty hard. Maybe overran that a hair and had to slow down.
Here's Anthony Recker. 0 for 2, and Stammen just bullets a fastball right in there. Recker is flied to right, struck out against Gio Gonzalez. And there's the slider. Craig Stammen throwing both of his pitches for strikes here. So on 24 pitches, he has 7 outs and an 0-2 count on a potential 8th in a row.
Well, more so the long guy now, and that's Craig's role, and he'll adapt to it however. But you remember even last year or 2 years ago when he was getting the ball in the 7th inning with leads, maybe even the 8th inning at times. That's how much confidence Davey Johnson had in Craig Stammen.
Well, that's 8 in a row and his first on strikes. As he gets Anthony Recker, Mercedes-Benz to track this one.
Now you just see the slider right there at 87 down in the zone. And that's where he makes his living, down. So the curveball's been good. The slider's been good. That's the rotation. You see the dot on the baseball, and just under the bat of Anthony Recker.
Wilmer Flores 0 for 1 with a walk, strike 1. What else is new? Bartolo Colon does come out on deck here. And a slider for a strike. Well, the Mets box very full early. 3 runs on 4 hits. First inning RBIs, 2 for Campbell, 1 for Lagares. And then Juan Lagares, that 2-run homer, 3rd inning after the Campbell base hit. Since then, Gio got his last 2 guys. And now Stammen trying to make it 9 straight.
Well, I think you made a good point, Carp, going to break last inning, saying the momentum has changed. Now the Nats just have to capitalize. Craig Stammen has really kind of changed the whole feel of this game. Ian Desmond with 1 swing has brought it to a 3-run game. As we know all too well, long way to go in this one. 7th inning on, the Nats are as tough as anybody in baseball.
And in the bottom of this inning, it'll be Worth, Ramos, and Desmond. And a ball hit well. Wilmer Flores got inside that one. Nate McLeod hustles to it to keep him at first. And Bartolo Colon will bat with a man aboard here in the 6th. First Mets hit since the Lagares homer 3 innings ago.
Boy, Flores did a really good job, because that was a nice pitch from Craig Stammen. Got it right where he wanted to. 2-seam fastball in, almost off the plate. Flores pulled his hands in nice to get the barrel of that baseball. That was not a bad pitch.
Colon, fly ball to right, ground ball to 3rd. And he just took a swing that said, I'm going to hit my first career home run.
Yeah, he's trying to hit that to half street.
Wow. Well, it'll take a full swing to get it to half street. Feet dancing all over the place as he tried to hit that 90 that had some sink on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. got him. Craig Stammen. 3 zeros on the board. Here we go, bottom 6. Jason Worth has walked and scored today. Wilson Ramos has hit the ball hard twice, and Desmond perfect with a 2-run homer.
Arlington and Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. 5-2. We are heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Gio Gonzalez, a short game. 84 pitches, 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. Ian Desmond, though, with 1 swing of the bat, got his ball club back into this one. So let's go back to the 4th inning. Check out Ian on the changeup from Bartolo Colon, just outside, I guess, of the heart of the storm, right on the edges. But if you look at the swing, he knew right away. Maybe we didn't know, but he gave a little fist pump about halfway down the first baseline. So Ian Desmond hit speed 97 miles an hour with one hand. Rode that one out of here and wasn't even close. Not even a bad pitch from Colon, really. Down in the zone, changeup. Desmond, just a strong man, hit it out of here.
.70 pitches, 49 strikes through 5 for Bartolo Colon. Worth battled in well, got aboard in the 4th. That was big. The leadoff walk, 1 out later, that Desmond home run. Nats box. 2 hits in the 2nd. Desmond Espinosa. Double play ball took care of that. McLeod leadoff double in the 3rd. And a Stammen double in the 5th. Nats couldn't do anything with it. But Worth did deliver with that walk, and then Desmond the homer, 4th inning.
I think Jason Worth thought that slider was outside right there in a 2-0 count.
Three for 4 career against Colon.
It's a good take. I mean, that ball was a strike for about 58 feet. The bottom dropped out right the last 2 feet. That's the one he wants you to swing at.
And the count's full.
Well, you would think 3rd time around, this is a part of the order that did the damage last time, that this is the ending if they're going to jump back into this right here, right now.
And that ball is well hit to center. Going back, Lagares, and it is caught at the 402 mark at the very top of that wall.
Wow.
And that wall is higher than the one over by the bullpen. Juan Lagares pulling it right in.
Well, when you're watching him run for this ball, there's a lot of people that think he may be the best center fielder in the National League defensively. I'm sure Gomez from Milwaukee would have something to say about this, but watch this robbery by Juan Lagares. Full speed, back to the fence, jumps up, and says, you did that to my second baseman last night, Jason Worth. I'm going to do that to you. Look at the extension, the leaping ability, and the ball stays in the glove, and a golf clap from his pitcher. What a play by Juan Lagares. And Jason Worth, you got robbed.
And the glove stayed on his hand when it hit the top of the wall. Wilson Ramos hits it hard, right side. So the Nats were ready to grab some more momentum in this one, and Juan Lagares takes it right away.
Look at the extension right here. And that was on a fly. So Jason Worth robbed Daniel Murphy last night, but Worth was back. Lagares plays as shallow as anybody in the big leagues. He ran a long way for that baseball. And to have the presence on the road in a visiting ballpark, to know exactly where he was, to time that leap, was extremely impressive. Wow.
Here's Ian Desmond. Ballpark still buzzing about what they just saw. Up and in, ball one.
It's nice to see Ian getting into some at-bats all of a sudden, meaning he's seeing some pitches, almost like he was taken all the way right there.
And Desmond out to right. That ball heading for the scoreboard, and Chris Young grabs it. Washington hitting with some lumber in the 6th inning, but it turns into a 1-2-3.
Over the Nationals on Thursday, June 5th. The Nats take on the Phillies at 4 p.m. And the Plain White Tees will kick off Nats Live free postgame concert series presented by the Travel Channel. Don't miss your chance to catch up with the 2-time Grammy Award nominee group known for their platinum hits Hey There Delilah and Rhythm of Love. This postgame concert series is free, and the concert on the 5th is free with your Nationals game ticket. So call 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/NatsLive for more details.
Craig Stammen, 35 pitches, 26 strikes. Entering his 4th inning of work, and it's Eric Young Jr. That ball was up and in. Way up and in. Eric Young was the second hitter Stammen faced back in the 4th. Grounded him out. Young in this series, 1 for 7, RBI double last night, and a base on balls that made things interesting late. Out of play, left side, 1-1. Nationals bullpen coming into this game, second best ERA in the major leagues at 2.21. San Diego 2.01. And Craig Stammen doing nothing to hurt that ERA at all. Nate McLouth drifting, planting, and waiting. And right now for Craig Stammen, that's 13 outs he's gotten.
All right, we promised you earlier in the game. Here's your AT&T fan photo. That is Larry, Moe, and Curly, and they are from Adams Morgan. They would like to live in Georgetown, but it's too expensive. But we're glad they come to the ballpark.
Wow. You know, there are people in this town who know where you live. Thanks to you. Oh, boy.
Goodness.
Daniel Murphy, 2 for 3. Fly ball last time.
All right,
Stammen falls behind 2-0 for, well, maybe the first time. Now ball 3. Murphy and Wright the next 2. The Mets offense goes as these guys do. They came into this game with more than 31% of their team's base hits. Murphy's on for the 3rd time today. David Wright's been aboard, and he will bat 1 on 1 out here in the 7th. Craig Stammen's first walk.
Well, it's a big part of the baseball game. Heart of the Mets order. Like you said, David Wright has had success against Craig Stammen. And last time up, he hit a bullet to left field that McLouth had to go back on. So you want to keep it a 3-run deficit, you got to get David Wright out right here, right now.
Yeah, bullet to left last time up 2 innings ago. Double play ball before that. Infield hit. That really hurt Gio and the Nats in the top of the 1st inning. Led to a 3-run frame.
Good time for Murphy to run, too. 9 stolen bases, caught twice.
Yeah, only the Dodgers have more stolen bases than the Mets. They haven't swiped any in this series. They're 34 out of 44. LA by far the leader with 49.
Yeah, going to the other side of the plate. Slider at 87. Good pitch.
Nissan couldn't hit that either.
Yeah, Nissan could never hit. They've always been known for their glove.
You'd need a bumper to hit that slider. And the 0-1 pitch. David Wright, little squibber, and it gets by Tyler Moore. That'll send Murphy to 3rd base. David Wright has hit a couple of balls with serious English today, and he has a 2 for 4 day. When he's hit the ball hard, he's made 2 outs.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they score that. You think they're going to give that a hit? I mean, just a cue shot underneath the glove of Tyler Moore. And it looked like it hit and just kind of checked up underneath the glove. Moore went to kind of swipe at it and trap it, and the ball stayed down. So you make the call. And coming off the base on the run. Regardless, it's 1st and 3rd, 1 out for the Mets.
Sounds to me like they've given him an error, and they have, his 2nd of this series. Well, we talk about momentum changes. Juan Lagares did that for the Mets.
Bear get loose. Well, now's when you really got to use that sinker and hope that you can get Chris Young on the ground. Young runs well, so it's going to have to be hit firm to turn the double play. Also got to pay attention to David Wright at 1st base. If you don't, he'll steal a base. Good pitch.
Dan Young going up hacking. He's 0 for 2 walk in the 1st inning. Fly ball to deep right center in the 3rd, and a routine fly to McLouth and left in the 5th.
Now here's the 2-seam fastball sinking in on the hands of Chris Young. That's exactly where he wants it. Did he actually foul that between his legs?
And Stammen goes right back in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Great pitch. Unhittable slider. Dying at 85. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, maybe early in the at-bat you want the ground ball, but now in a 1-2 count you want the strikeout if you're Stammen. Good slider there at 85. Set it up with 2 fastballs on the inner half. That's all you have to do, just a little bit of attention so he knows you're thinking about him.
And a good base runner it is. Pop fly, right side. Worth setting up. Murphy is coming home and then stopping. David Wright goes to second base as Worth missed the cutoff man, Tyler Moore. So the Mets pick up 90 feet, but that big important run stays at third base.
Well, big out right there for Stammen. And a heads-up play by David Wright. I've seen a lot of teams pull this off where they're actually trying to draw the cutoff throw to second base. And if you cut it and throw it to second, Murphy keeps coming. David Wright tagged up at first base. A little hesitation as he went to second base, but a heads-up play by the Mets third baseman to get into scoring position. Still a big out for Stammen. He kept Murphy at third.
Yeah. I was looking at that play up and just wondering if a catcher has to go 10 feet up the line to get a throw, and he's in the baseline when he receives it, nowhere near home plate, what would the umpires call?
If the throw takes the catcher into the line, he's okay. It's just if he's blocking the line or the plate before the throw gets there is when there's trouble. So if they determine that the throw took you into the runner, then it's just game on, keep playing. However the call would have gone.
Second and third, 2 outs. Eric Campbell has been a handful today. Stammen did get him on a ground ball to Rendon back in the 5th. And that ball will hook foul. Look out.
This guy got a quick swing.
I was looking over his career yesterday, just checking on him as he was not with the ball club when we saw him. The guy's been in the minor leagues for more than 6 years. And this year at AAA Las Vegas, 33 games, hit .355, on base percentage .442. He hit .314 out there last year.
Well, he ticked somebody off.
Man, I don't know. He's never hit for a lot of power in the minor leagues. 40 home runs total in over 6 years, but he appears to be a very good contact line drive guy.
Well, a lot of times you'll see a young hitter come up and have early success because the league really hasn't figured him out yet. And there's a hole in there somewhere. And it's just a matter of time before scouts sitting in the stands find that hole and expose him.
Good fastball. 91 running back over the middle. And the count's 2-2.
Then it's your job as a hitter to readjust to how the league adjusts to you. But that whole first couple of weeks as a young player, the league is searching to find ways to get you out.
Yeah, Eric Campbell, 27 years of age. 2-2 and a chopper right side. Espinosa. He's got it. Craig Stammen, what a job. 2 to bat 4th in the 7th. Probably it for him after 4 shutout innings. It's the Hyundai Telecast celebrating Armed Forces Day, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Once a member, always a member, Navy Federal Credit Union. And by DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. And we air today's game on Masson celebrating Armed Forces Day. We thank all past and current members of the U.S. Navy, Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard for their work and dedication in protecting our country. We're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Nats have been trying to climb back from that early 3-0 and then 5-0 deficit. Danny Espinosa due to lead off, and Masson Dan has more.
Bob, Danny Espinosa got off to a red-hot start to the season, but in recent weeks he's really struggled offensively. In his last 18 games coming into today, he's hitting just 125 with 26 strikeouts and no walks. And Matt Williams says the issue there is pitch selection. He says Danny's mechanics are fine. He says he's still staying calm and relaxed at the plate. It's just that he's chased some pitches out of the strike zone. And Espinosa's hit a few big home runs in that stretch, but Williams says that can even make a negative impact. And that if a hitter starts the day, say, 0 for 2, he can try and salvage things by trying to crush a pitch, and that rarely has a positive effect. So Williams says the good thing about Danny is that he's not letting it affect his defensive play, but the Nats want to see him kind of bring that strike zone back in a little bit, not expand the zone, and really take pitches that he should drive and put the bat to him instead of reaching and trying to do too much.
Well, Danny came into this game 1 for his last 16. Solid base hit first time up. Second time up, he didn't like a couple of calls from Ed Hitchcox. Fell in the hole 0-2 and then broke his bat lining out to the pitcher.
Well, when Danny gets into trouble, he starts rapping, meaning he'll take his hands and he'll go backwards toward the umpire with them to where they're almost behind his body. That closes his shoulder, and he gets a big, long, loopy swing. Rich Shue and he were working in spring training, just kind of starting it by the curly W and keeping his hands right there by his left chest and dropping him on the baseball. If you get too far away, you get wrapped. It's a longer route from A to B to make contact. And that's the trouble he has at times. See that little turn right there before he takes his stride with his hands? If those hands get too far back, he's in trouble. It's looked good today, though.
Espinosa, Moore, and McLeod. It's getting late.
Contact problems. Let's see what he's doing with his hand right there. Just kind of like right to the baseball. Almost like a golfer taking his practice swing. He's trying to train his hands where to go, not too far back, right down to the ball.
Bartolo Colon through 6 innings, 80 pitches. And he jams Espinosa. Pops it up, straight back out of play. Inside the numbers with Jeep. Don't ever turn off the Nats in the late innings. 12 comeback wins. Second most in this league. Milwaukee's had a lot of mojo going for them this year in the National League Central. Nats led wire to wire last night. It was quite refreshing. One-two from Colon, target away. Espinosa can't reach it. Bartolo Colon, 4th strikeout on the day.
Just a smart pitch from a veteran pitcher. He's had his success with Espinosa on the inner half, running that sinker in on Danny. Kind of bringing it back, and right when you think he's coming in again, he goes to the other half. So now Espinosa's got inside on his mind. That's the only place that Bartolo Colon has really gone with success against him. Goes outside, and you see the front shoulder for Danny left early, and he had no chance.
Tyler Moore, ground ball for a double play and a called strikeout against Colon today. First time Tyler has faced this 40-year-old right-hander. Just takes a little bit off that slider so you can't reach it. 82, about change-up speed on that. And that ball was hanging. He crushes it, and it is not that far foul. Tyler Moore, just an instant too early.
So much pop in that bat. He just caught it a hair out front. Tried to wait. And you could just tell by the swing that it was going to hook foul. Came around it a little bit, but he had a little jog going to first base. And that's how you tell if it's close or not. You watch the hitter. If the hitter stands in the box, you know it's far foul. But if he starts to run, you know it's close. And Moore gave a little trot right there down the line. And I really couldn't tell with that shot.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball up, and it's back even. Ed Hickok stood up straight and did not raise the right arm. And Tyler Moore gets the count to 3-2 here. McLouth on deck.
If I'm Tyler Moore, I'm betting fastball. If he throws anything else, he's got me up by 3. Tip my cap and go back to the dugout. But I'm betting the bank on a heater right here.
He got a fastball, and it overpowered Tyler Moore. Eric Campbell for the second out.
The Peanuts are back. They're home at Woodbridge May 20th with the midweek series against the Lynchburg Hillcats, and those guys are tough. There are plenty of promotions at the Fitz, including a 2 for Tuesday, Belly Buster Night, and Thursday Cheers. Come down and see the future Washington Nationals all summer long, or go to peanuts.com or call the number right there on your screen.
Here's Nate McLouth. Nate doubled. 3rd inning, leading off, never got beyond second base. Grounded out to first. He's 1 for 2. 4 hits in his last 13 at bats. And the Nats have a power bat waiting in Zach Walters, the rookie switch hitter. They needed a single. Greg Dobbs would be standing there, or a double. And they get a guy on base here. They want Walters to maybe do some extra base hit damage. I like the makeup of this bench right now. We got Dobbs, the old pro, on the left side. Franzen, who's done everything. And Hairston, who wears out lefties, from the right side. A switch hitter in Walters.
That's a good bench.
There's Greg Dobbs, who singled in his Nats debut last night.
I had a great talk with him about pinch hitting today. Talked to him for about 15 minutes on his philosophies, his theories. He keeps it simple. He said, I think of 2 things: good pitch and a good swing. That's it. I don't think about results. I don't think about I need to get a hit right here, or what happens if I do get a hit. Good pitch, good swing. That's the thought process. I mean, pinch hitting will drive you crazy. It's one of the hardest things to do in baseball.
2-2, and McLouth gets punched out. And Bartolo Colon has been pretty masterful through 7. Even the pitch that Desmond hit out earlier, not a cookie down the middle. He's been authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Take a picture. It'll last longer. Going to the top of the 8th, 5-2 Mets. And just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Juan Lagares has pretty much been the story of this game, both on offense with the lumber. 2-run homer in the 3rd, his 2nd of the year. And how about with the leather in center field? Robin home run from Jason Worth. So Juan Lagares, definitely the MVP so far of this game for the Mets. And what you haven't seen him do is throw. One of the better arms in all of baseball in center field.
Two for 3 today. He's put on quite a show. RBI single, 2-run homer. Only time the Nats got him out, he lined hard to right. And the call to the bullpen for the Bear, packaged by the UPS store. It's your one-stop shop for all your small business needs. Let us handle your mailbox service needs. We love logistics. Barrett fades that one right in there, a beauty. 16 big league games.
Yeah, 17th appearance. Number kind of shocked me right there. 17 already for Barrett.
Well, we still remember his first one opening day against the Mets. He got the win. His first day in the major leagues.
I think he lost track of the count right there, and that's probably going to cost him in Kangaroo Court.
He thought he had a strikeout, huh?
Yeah. There's guys right now saying it's 3 strikes in this league, Aaron. Watch this. I got him. Nasty slider right there. Throw it around, boys. I'll get it on the other side of the mound when it gets to the 3rd.
Oops.
Wait, that's just strike 2?
And he's going to get a bouncer to Desmond on the charge. Tyler Moore, no trouble with that low throw for the first out. And the bullpen has now pitched 4 1/3. How about Craig Stammen? 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts in 4 scoreless innings, 54 pitches, 36 strikes. 2 out of every 3 pitches in the strike zone.
A funny reaction from Barrett right there.
Just very relieved he got the out, huh?
Well, baseball players are superstitious, and maybe he takes a walk around the mound for the rest of his career after 2 strikes because he got Lagares out. It's my new routine, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, it's going to cost him in the pocketbook. And a ball hit to left for Nate McLeod from the catcher, Anthony Recker. 2 quick outs, 8th inning. This game is far from over, although we must say the Mets bullpen, if the Nats get in it, has been a whole lot better since the first 3 weeks of the season when they had an absolute nightmare at 5.23. Since April 20th, the Mets 2.63, 6th best in the major leagues. Colon, by the way, if you're wondering, is at 95 pitches in his 7 innings, and he's gone 7 for the 5th time this year.
I was wondering all of what you just said.
Now you know. Daisuke Matsuzaka warming for the Mets. $11 games, a 2.60 ERA this year out of the bullpen. And an opponent's batting average for Daisuke of 123.
Well, I mean, he has been their closer, but he's having trouble going back-to-back days. So what they're having to do with him, because he used to be a starter until he builds up with their whole rebound thing out of the bullpen, is be careful with him and use him sparingly.
Go for a walk now, Aaron Barrett. That's $37 more to the Children's Inn at NIH. It happens every time a Nats pitcher racks up a strikeout today, 7 times, and that's thanks to our D.C. area Toyota dealer.
Thank you to all the past and current members of the United States Armed Forces. Thanks for protecting our nation.
Well said, Aaron Barrett, on the heels of a 1-2-3 eighth inning. 10 pitches, 7 strikes for him. How about some runs for the pups in the park?
Rally Doberman right there.
Zach Walters leads off for Barrett, bottom of the 8th. And Bartolo Colon still out there doing his thing. 96th pitch, ball 1.
Couple of bloops and a bomb. You're right back in this.
Goes with a couple of breaking balls against the left-hander, 2-0.
Well, the book on Zach Walters is he comes up swinging, and you can see Bartolo Colon being the crafty veteran that he is. A couple of off-speed pitches to start this at-bat, but now he's behind 2-0.
Walters as a pinch hitter, 2 for 13, both home runs. And that ball is hit well out to center. Going back, Lagares again, and he's got it 400 feet away.
But put a serious charge into that one. Good at bat by Walters.
Meanwhile, FP Bartolo Colon making the Nats use the big part of the park.
I mean, Greg Dobbs already talking to Zach Walters about pinch hit, and Zach Walters saying how hard it is, and everybody knows it's hard. And Walters with a good at bat right there, hitting the center field. And the effect of Dobbs already, Carp. He told Walters that he never wants to hear Zach say it's hard, pinch hitting is hard, because everybody knows it is. And if you go up there with that mindset, you're not going to have a good at bat. Now you're making it double hard. And so a great at bat from Walters, and maybe even seeing the effect of Greg Dobbs already with a younger player. And you see they're talking to each other right there.
There you go.
It's good stuff.
Mentor very pleased with that one. So here's Denard Span. And leading off an inning, Matt Williams could have gone with Greg Dobbs there. That's a strike on the corner to Span. 0 for 3 today. And Bartolo Colon hasn't allowed him to hit the ball out of the infield. Pop up, ground ball, strike out.
I think Matt Williams used Greg Dobbs in big situations, meaning with runners out there. You know, he's a guy that knows how to handle pressure situations, and when you have a leadoff spot, that's more for a guy with wheels like Zach Walters.
The Nats do not have a hit since Craig Stammen's double now in the 5th inning. 9 straight for Colon, who's already pitching his longest game of the year for the Mets. In his career, 35 complete games, 12 of them shutouts. Don't know if he'll get there today. He's already over 100 pitches, but when he's right, he's a horse. This guy was on the All-Star team last year in the American League. In the 0-2, Span in the air to right for Cristiano. He has really handled the Nats leadoff man in this one.
Nets have 1 walk today, so for every Nationals walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Girls on the Run DC. The Nationals have drawn 124 walks. That's $6,200. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Talking to Matt Williams before the game today, and the coaches have what they call coaches camaraderie runs, where they meet at the ballpark and they all go for runs on the road. He's got every ballpark in the league a 3 to 4 mile run mapped out. They meet once or twice a series and they all go for a little run together.
Wow.
And he invited me to be a part of it. So next road trip, I'm going to be part of the coaches camaraderie run with the skipper, and I'm excited. Carp, you in?
Nope.
He said it's open for anybody. He invited Mass and Dan. And I think they're going to run to the Capitol tomorrow morning.
No balls, 2 strikes. Rendon foul tipping that high heater. That was my orthopedic surgeon who said nope, not me.
Well, you can walk. Care First, Blue Shield, Blue Cross.
Rendon up the middle. Anthony's going to be 0 for 4 today, and the Nats They're going to have to pull this one out in the 9th inning. Beautiful day at the ballpark. It's been all Mets right from the first. And brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. By your local D.C. area Land Rover retailers. Visit D.C. area LandRover.com for special lease and finance offers. By visitannapolis.org. Find it here. And by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. It's been 5-2 Mets since Ian Desmond hit a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. We find ourselves in the top of the 9th now, and Jerry Blevins will take over. And Ruben Tejada will be hitting for Bartolo Colon. Done for the day after 8 innings and 105 pitches. He did not give the Nats a hit in his last 3 2/3 today.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he worked both sides of the plate. All 4 quadrants, really. I mean, up, down, in, out. We said at the outset, if he's in his 90s, or he's throwing in his 90s, he's only in his 40s, that he'd be tough. And his fastball was between 90 and 93 all day long. Great outing.
Ruben Tejada batting against Jerry Blevins for the first time. Tejada started at shortstop last night, went 0 for 4 with an RBI ground ball.
Well, Blevins' job is to keep it right there, obviously, with Worth, Ramos, and Desmond due up in the 9th. Never know. This one's far from over. Keep it a 3-run deficit.
And that ball fouled off to the right side, 1-2. Well, right now the Nats tied with Atlanta for first place. It's up to Washington's 9th inning to determine whether or not they are a half game ahead tomorrow or where they started today. 1/2 game back of Atlanta. They've lost the first 2 of their weekend series in St. Louis. That's a breaking ball that comes right back in to get Tejada looking.
Pretty good pitch, backdoor curveball, and Obviously, lots of people leaving right now, and they don't know that the Nats fight until the very end. That's why you stay to the last out always when you come to the ball game. There's tons of fans going down Half Street right now, down by 3. Huh.
But Eric Young, 0 for 4. Blevins pours it in. He's 0 for 1 career against the Nats left-hander. And a little pop-up, and Espinosa going back. Danny will cradle it after a pretty good run. 2 outs. Right back here tomorrow. 1:35 first pitch. Zach Wheeler, career against the Nats, 1-3. It's also his season record for the Mets. Jordan Zimmerman has made 8 starts. The Nats have been winners 5 times, but he only has 3 decisions in those first 8. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra, 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Some of the Mets people were asking me if there was anything wrong with Jordan this year. I said, absolutely not. I said, I just think the league knows he throws strikes. Teams have been very aggressive with him early in the count. They know they're not going to get a count off him, like you're not going to be 3-1 off Jordan Zimmerman, so they've been swinging early. And if you're not hitting your spots just here and there, you're running into some trouble. But for the most part, he's been the tough luck guy, I feel like, this year for the Nats.
Yeah.
Stuff has been great.
Only he had that 1 short outing. Other than that, he's been competitive every time out. Just kind of odd to look down. I mean, we're in the middle of May. Gio has 3 wins. Tanner Roark has 3. But Strasburg has 3. Zimmerman just 2. And Doug Fister looking for his first, having just returned. The staff leader in wins is Tyler Clippard, who grabbed 2 of them in the Arizona series this week. I think that speaks to some of the early game problems when the Nats have fallen behind. And at times, even if you battle back, your guys will get no decisions. That ball scooted off the mound right to Ian Desmond. So the bullpen has been fantastic today. 6 scoreless innings. Jason Worth can't wait to get in the dugout. Ramos and Desmond right behind him.
Somehow, someway, been able to come back and pull out a victory. Let's see if they can do it again today. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. We're going to break down this, hopefully a national win, with our Nets Extra postgame coming up. And boy, today, the story has been Bartolo Colon effective, and Gio Gonzalez not able to find that zone.
Yeah, Gio couldn't get his curveball over, Johnny, and they were just sitting on the fastball. 3 of the big hits were on fastballs, 1 on a changeup, all of them kind of out over the plate. Bartolo just masterful today.
Saw some great defensive work today also. Worth robbing a home run last night, and then again today Lagares goes out. He robs Worth of a home run. So a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully it's going to be a win, Mr. Fox.
Yeah, we got to get the time runs on. And that starts with the leadoff hitter. So let's see what happens.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Bob and FP. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ray. That's where we see you guys from way up here. Probably 450 feet away.
Ray Knight looking sharp today. Love the tie shirt combo. Johnny always looks sharp.
Ruben Tejada, after pinch hitting, stays into play short. And then on to double switch, batting eighth and pitching, a right-hander, Henry Mejia. He's only 24 years of age. Did not have a major league save prior to this season. And today, he's still looking for his first.
Fastball, slider, curveball change. The fastball 91, he'll sink it. The slider 83. The curveball 77 and the change 86. He uses all of his pitches. So a 4-pitch closer, how often do you see that? Maybe we'll see a different repertoire as a reliever, but he used to be a starter. Remember, Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Medical Center for every home run a Nats player hits this season. So maybe 3 or 4 in the ninth. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. Or the pursuit.
Bottom of the ninth. Ian Desmond's gone deep for the 6th time today. Jason Worth against Henry Mejia. 3 for 5 career. And it's a whole nother deal for a young pitcher to be on the mound in the 9th inning with a game in the balance. Nats have been out hit 8-5. Haven't had a hit since the 5th inning. Colon retired his last 11 batters. Worth base hit up the middle. 9th inning off to a good start.
Game on.
His 2nd time on today.
Well, let's stay with it nice after being robbed of a home run his last time up by Juan Lagares. Starts off the 9th with a base hit right back up the middle. And Nats looking for another base runner in Wilson Ramos. So Jason Worth getting the party started in the 9th, and he's liking it.
Wilson Ramos 0 for 3. Facing Mejia for the first time. Chops one. The Nats hope it's foul, and it is. Slider away. Good take by the big man. And the count's even 1-1.
Well, the Mets have had trouble with their closer situation. They've tried 7 guys in that role. Farnsworth, Valverde, Daisuke, Torres, Herman, Parnell, Rice, and now Mejia.
Not even close. Ball 2.
I guess that's taking closer by committee to a whole new level.
It's closer by organization.
Well, you remember Parnell when we were up there? He's throwing 88 miles an hour. They found out that he was not right. Had the Tommy John surgery, or is going to have it.
2-1 pitch, a big one. And Ramos fouls it out of play to the right side.
It's just a hair high. The Wilson Ramos, that was a little bit lower. He was pumping. Rally lids, love it. Nata dudes. They're hanging tough.
And a 2-2, and Wilson takes it outside.
Easy take, never a strike.
Yeah. Well, up by 3. Wilson should get something to work with here. And if he gets aboard, this thing gets interesting real quickly. Desmond on deck. Big day for him. Nats down 5-2. Ramos strikes out, and that did end up well out of the strike zone. 1 out.
Well, he was betting fastball. He saw it away. He thought it was going to be a heater, and by the time he realized it was a slider, it was too late. Watch this. He's thinking fastball away. There it is. There's no way he's throwing me a slider. And he did.
Ian Desmond against Mejia coming in. Quite a pitch. Ooh, I got you, didn't I?
It's unnecessary.
It'll be remembered. Desmond 2 for 3, single, 2-run homer.
From a way a ball club thinks standpoint, when you've come back a lot, you have that confidence that until the last out is made, you're in a ball game. And that's the one thing the Nats have done better than most this season, is fight till the very last out.
Well, dramatic fashion Monday night in Arizona. Late offense Wednesday, nailing down a win. Desmond, boy, that slider's deceptive. So he's gotten 2 strikes on pitches nowhere near the plate, and that's obviously a swing. Desmond to short. This could end it. Daniel Murphy can't turn it. And a good job by Jason Worth at going after the second baseman.
Yeah, just had enough hang time in that second hop to allow Jason Worth to get on Daniel Murphy, and that keeps the ball game alive. Got a pretty good pitch, maybe some late movement in. Desmond hustling down the line, knows that if he's safe, the game keeps going. Good slide by Worth. Going in tough. Murphy going back towards center field and using the bag as protection.
Danny Espinosa, the Nats' final hope here. Hitting against Mejia for the first time. And he can't hold up on the slider. They will appeal. It's a strike, says Dana DeMuth.
Well, I think what you've seen from the last 3 hitters for the Nationals is they're guessing. And it's okay to guess and to have a plan, but you know, Wilson Ramos guessed 3-2 fastball, slider. Ian Desmond guessed the second pitch was going to be a fastball. It was a slider. And Danny right there betting on a first pitch eater. Rally hats with flags. Love it.
Espinosa 1 for 3 today. Late for 94. Strike 2. And the ball game is over. The Mets get 8 innings from Bartolo Colon today. A first major league save for Henry Mejia, and they'll try to win a rubber game here tomorrow. Juan Lagares drove in 3 runs and took another one away from the Nats on a beautiful day to celebrate Armed Forces Day at the ballpark. Washington comes up a little bit short, so they've lost the skirmish, but a chance to win the war tomorrow.